Guys, I am so excited about this video tonight. I've got a fun little experiment for us to do and so many updates I want to share with you. So as I'm recording this, it is currently October, but the way that my video posting schedule is working out, this may not get posted for several more weeks. So we are nearing the end of our tomato harvest. Let me grab this. Okay, so today, as I was harvesting some tomatoes, I thought, you know what? This would actually be fun to share with you guys. So I've mentioned in previous videos that we did something completely off the wall with our garden this year, and we allowed the garden to do what it wanted to do this year. I barely started any plants myself. I waited to see what was going to pop up as volunteer plants because I knew that I had so many plants drop their fruit last year. So I wanted to see what I could get as a completely free plant, just as a little experiment. That is something I will not do again, just because I was really missing a lot of my tried and true trusted plants that I was looking forward to that never showed up this year. So next year I will definitely go into the garden season with a better plan and not let it get away from me like it did this year. So anyway, tomatoes. I did not get a single beefsteak or slicer tomato out of probably hundreds of tomato plants out there. There's at least 50 tomato plants out there. Anyway, they're all cherry tomatoes, every one of them, which is fine. I would have liked to have had some beefsteak or some slicer tomatoes, but anyway, these are, the crazy thing about these is that I knew that I would have some of these yellow what is it called? Yellow Hartman gooseberry tomatoes, because I grew these last year and they dropped tons of fruit because we had so much rain last year. So I knew that I would get a lot of those. I didn't know that I was going to get like nearly almost all of my tomato plants are these yellow ones. So I have still been making sauces and things like that, but they look funky because they're yellow. So I probably won't give those away to anybody because they're going to think this is pasta sauce. It doesn't look like it. So I'll probably just use that for my own consumption. But anyway, in the past, I have grown Isis red cherry candy tomato. I don't remember what it's called. Isis red candy cherry, something like that. If you know, let me know in the comments if you know what it's called. Anyway, I do love that cherry tomato. I really do. And I didn't think that I was going to get any this year because I hadn't seen any until just in the past week or two. I have a plant that just decided to sprout within the past month that is now producing fruit. And I think it might be the Isis ones. If it's not, I'm not quite sure what kind it is. The Isis ones in the past, they have come out a little bit bigger than this, but this is the only thing it's the only thing that was anywhere near this size or this color. But in previous years, they were slightly bigger than this and slightly deeper red. So let me know if you have any thoughts on what that might be. And then a new one that I grew last year that I was so glad to see come back this year, and it was another one that only sprouted a month ago. It didn't sprout like in September. Like it didn't sprout back in the spring like all the rest did. But it's my Champagne Bubbles tomatoes. You see those? Hey guys, future Shayla here. I'm just jumping in to let you know that while I was editing, I realized a mistake that I had made. Actually, I realized it before I was editing. So anyway, the other day I got out my tomato seed packets and realized some big mistakes that I had made. So I thought that what I was telling you was champagne bubbles. That's where I grew champagne bubbles last year, but for some reason that is not champagne bubbles. That apparently is a black cherry tomato. I've got the black cherry from migardener and the black cherry from Baker Creek, and it definitely looks like these. So that is what that tomato is. And as far as all of my cherry tomatoes go this year, I do think that is my favorite right now for this year. And then I did find the seed packet for the Champagne Bubbles tomato. And guess what? It's that little bitty whitish yellow one. So as I'm talking about those, I'll pop up on the screen which one I'm really talking about, since I called them wrong in the video. Instead of having to reshoot the whole thing, I will just, I'll put in a ding or something each time. That way, if you're just listening to this and not watching, you'll know to look at the screen and see what tomato I'm actually talking about.
We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
I only had one champagne bubble plant make it last year, so I was surprised, but in that exact same spot where I grew them last year, I did have one pop up this year. So anyway, I have not sat down and eaten these like back to back at one time. I think the champagne bubbles is my favorite, but I'm about to taste them live on camera with you guys and tell you what each one tastes like. But for these ones that I'm not quite sure what they are, maybe you guys can help me out, especially if I describe to you what they taste like. Okay, so now here is the real puzzler for me, okay? I have not ever grown any tomatoes that were this size, okay? Not ever. So I was really baffled. I've got one little plant out there next to my cucumbers, and it's growing these. I mean, the only thing that I've ever grown that was about this size was ground cherries, but of course they come in husks. And no, these are true little tomatoes because they have the tomato flower. It looks like a tomato plant. It's, you know, all of the things. And so tell me if you know what variety that is, because I think I like them. I've only had a couple so far. This one kind of got smashed, but so okay, now here is the other puzzler. I thought this was also going to be the Isis candy cherry tomato, but check these out. They're little bitty, like that little white yellow one that I just showed you. Little bitty ones. These ones are kind of smashed. These bigger tomatoes were on top of them. I've got 4 of these little ones. Well, this one right here, it may have gotten a little bit bigger. I don't know. But I think this one is still the little size. But anyway, I've picked off a couple of handfuls that are, they only get this big. They don't ever get any bigger. And I do not know what it is because I didn't plant those. So I don't know if maybe some of my neighbors in their gardens, maybe they were growing these and we had birds dropping seeds or something, you know, who knows. So, okay, so to recap, I've got my yellow gooseberries. I know what those are. I've got my champagne bubbles, the kind of little purplish pink ones. I know what those are. Then I've got these bigger ones that I think might be the Isis cherry tomato, but I'm not sure. And then I've got the little bitty ones that I don't know what those are. I know these aren't the Isis ones because I've grown the Isis ones since 2020. And like I said, they're typically a little bit bigger than this and a little deeper red than this. But this could be them. I don't know. Maybe they just look different this year for some reason or another. So anyway, so I've got 5 varieties right now, okay? So the 3 like normal size cherry tomatoes are the ones that I'm pretty sure I know what they are. I know what the yellow ones are. I know what the champagne bubbles are. And I think this is Isis. So it's these little bitty ones. So let me pull out them side by side. So these two. So I got a little yellow white one. If you compare it to the other yellow, it's not, kind of looks white when you compare it to the yellow Hartman. Okay. And then these things are pretty deep red. Like if you compare it to this other one, well, you can't really tell, can you? But I mean, in person, this is a much deeper red. From what I can tell on camera, they kind of look similar. This is more orangey in person, and this is like deep, like fire engine red. So anyway, we are gonna taste these in just a second. So another thing I wanted to show you. For several years now, I have been trying to grow these things, and never could. The seedlings would die off before I could get them in the ground. So they finally sprouted this year and grew some lovely little plants. And now I know what they taste like, and I may not ever grow them again, but I had to try them. So, do you know what these are? Do you know what they are? Post in the comments if you know what they are. If you don't know what they are, what do you think they look like? Here, I'll bite into one so you can see. Ow, I just bit my cheek. So, tart. Kind of tart and bitter. Anyway, you can kind of see it looks similar to a cucumber on the inside, but very tiny. Anyway, these are cucamelons, or oh my gosh, what's the other name they call them? Anyway, I'll pop up the seed packet so you guys can see. It's supposed to like look like a miniature watermelon, but taste like a cucumber with like a zesty hint to it, and that is exactly what I think. It's not as tasty as a cucumber, I don't think, and they can be a little tart or a little bitter. Mostly, I think they kind of have a lemony zip or a citrusy zip at the end. Like after you chewed it all up, you kind of get this citrus flavor. I don't know. I mean, they're not bad, but not something I really will be craving, I don't think. But anyway, just something to pass along. So I want to hear from you guys. What are your favorite tomato varieties? Number one, okay. Number two, what do you think these are? The ones that I'm not familiar with. And you can wait to answer that one until I've actually tasted it and told you what it tastes like if you'd like. Another question I have for you is if you have ever had a cucamelon and what you thought of them. And then also, I may share this before this video comes out, but I have been trying to get our channel to 500 subscribers. We're getting close. We have our watch hours that we need. We just need more subscribers. So I was thinking about, I love giving prizes away. And that's the one thing that I have said forever, that as soon as we are monetized, I want to give prizes away a lot because I love doing that. And me having been a single mom for most of my adulthood, being on a strict budget, once we're monetized, I want to be able to give back to the garden community in that way. So anyway, I've been thinking about a couple of different things that we could do for giveaways. So I have some extra pairs of my favorite pruners. They are the Fiskars pruners. And then I also have seeds Well, guys, guess what? I rambled too much in the previous video and locked up my storage on that camera. So we are switching cameras again, and I think this is a little crooked. That looks better, maybe. Okay, so let's just get right down to business now. I went ahead and cut some of these larger ones. Okay, so here's my yellow. So let me taste this and I'll describe it to you. I've eaten so many of those now. It's just a common flavor to me. Kind of, it's a little bit sour, but not like real bad. It's a good flavor. I think I'm just burnt out on it because I have eaten so many yellow tomatoes. I eat about a bowl this size every day of just the yellow ones. Okay, so here's my red one that may possibly be the Isis one. I'm not sure. It's sweeter than the yellow one. Yeah, it definitely has a sweeter taste. It's acidic, but not real acidic. This is my champagne bubbles. Hmm. You know what? I should do a blind taste test because I don't think I can tell enough of a difference to be able to tell these apart, honestly. Okay, so yeah, champagne bubbles is sweeter, I think. It's hard to tell, really. Okay, so let's get into these little bitty ones. Okay, got these little bitty red one. Oh, what is that flavor? It's different. Let me try another one of the same one. It's good. It's just a stronger flavor profile than the others. I can't place it though. Okay, let me try these yellow ones. Oh, oh, hmm, that's good. I don't know whether to describe that as sweet or tart. I'm not sure. Let me try another yellow. Okay. Mm, it's a good flavor. Why can I not place that? I don't know. Hey, last yellow one. Mm, it's a good flavor. Like, I really, really like that. Okay. I got a couple more of these little bitty red ones. Well, no, actually, this is the last one of this. Let me try it again. Hmm. Okay, yeah. That flavor's coming back to me from when I had them a minute ago. Gosh, I am not good at this. I thought I would be. I have no idea if I'm tasting sweet or sour or tart. I don't know. I guess I only know to tell you if it's spicy because I do not like spicy. I honestly don't know. Okay, try this one. All I really know that I can definitely tell you is that homegrown tomatoes are amazing compared to store-bought. I do not care for tomatoes because they're so bad at the store and at restaurants and stuff. They just don't taste good. So I always leave the tomatoes off, even though I don't mind tomatoes, but they just have no flavor at the store or even in restaurants. So when I first started growing them, I started growing them to make salsas and spaghetti sauce, pasta sauces, and stuff like that. And then I realized, hey, I actually like these things, especially with just some Hellman's mayo. Oh my gosh. Too bad I can't have bread though. I really do not know, guys. I guess I'm going to have Art do a taste test. They're good. They're all five good. All five of them are good. Okay, let me know in the comments though what you think some of these other ones are, or if you've had the three that I know what they are, kind of know what they are. If you've had those, share your thoughts on those in the comments as well, because other people in the community will probably appreciate hearing from other people as well. And let me know what your favorite varieties are, because next year I'm definitely not going to leave it up to chance. I am going to make sure that I plant the varieties that I want. Okay, you guys have a great day. Remember to go the second mile today for someone in your life and with your resources and with your tomatoes by making sauce or salsa or whatever. We'll see you next time.